The FIFA World Cup is expected to generate around $13 billion in just 7 weeks. That's roughly the equivalent to the annual GDP of countries like Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. For the first time ever, this World Cup is being tied to blockchain infrastructure built, owned, and monetized directly by FIFA. This isn't just a story about a soccer tournament, it's a story about how a non-profit organization built one of the most sophisticated revenue machines in the history of sports, and how in 2026 blockchain became the newest layer of this machine. FIFA is legally a non-profit organization, and that's the official label now. The single biggest payday in the organization's history comes from 3 sources: broadcast rights at $4.3 billion, ticketing and hospitality at $3.1 billion, and sponsorships at $2.7 billion. And FIFA didn't just grow this revenue passively, it engineered that growth, so the 2026 tournament expanded to 104 matches, up from 64 previously. But here's the part that doesn't make the press releases. For every dollar FIFA earns from all of this, the whole tournament, host cities carry the costs and FIFA doesn't get touched. So it's the security, the transport, fan zones, stadium modifications, all done by the host cities. So in 2026, FIFA found a way to add an entirely new layer on top of it all. A way to start collecting money from fans before a single ticket even exists. Now, what is that? Now, FIFA launched what is called right to buy tickets, RTBs. You buy one and you get a guaranteed window to purchase the ticket when the sales open, before the general public. Now, this is the first new revenue point: money collected before a ticket exists at all. Now, some RTBs are tied to specific national teams. The right to final England token costs $999, but it only activates if England reaches the final. What are the chances of that? Who knows? I'm not even an England fan. FIFA sold 100,000 of these digital ticket rights. Total trading volume on the platform actually crossed $25 million, and that's revenue generated before a single ticket changed hands, people. Now, FIFA had already built a machine that generated billions through broadcast deals, sponsorships, and ticketing. In 2026, it found another gear, and RTB tokens were only the first stage of all of this. Even if a fan never touches a blockchain token at all, the second stage of this system catches them at the moment of actually buying a ticket. So for the first time in a World Cup history, FIFA introduced dynamic pricing. Actually, it's the same model that airlines and Uber use. So prices change in real time based on demand, teams, city, and timing. When 2026 World Cup final tickets first went on sale, the face value floor was around $2,030. Category 1 seats were $6,730. By early May, FIFA had tripled its best available final tickets to $32,970. So the same seat, more than 400% increased in a matter of months. But pricing isn't the only place FIFA monetizes the sale itself. FIFA doesn't just set the primary price, it also runs the only official sanctioned resale marketplace for all of this, and takes 15% from both the buyer and the seller on every transaction. That's 30% combined, collected by FIFA on tickets it already sold once. So when one company controls the price, the resale market, and the cut on every resale, there's no competitive pressure left to keep prices in check. That's why it's ballooning. The Attorney General of New York and New Jersey launched a formal investigation. Members of Congress pressed FIFA for pricing transparency. So in late May, economists noticed something odd. 44,000 tickets suddenly vanished. So shortly after, an equivalent number of actually these little tickets reappeared on StubHub and SeatGeek at prices below FIFA's own original platform. One Boston University economist actually theorized that FIFA was quietly dumping unsold inventory onto the secondary market while keeping its own listed price high. So it was clearing seats without ever triggering a refund liability. On June 9th, 2026, 2 days before the opening match, Kraken became the first crypto exchange in history to hold an official FIFA World Cup sponsorship, the title being Official Crypto Exchange Supporter. Activations across all 16 host cities, targeting 6 billion cumulative viewers over 7 weeks of the tournament. Now for Kraken, the logic is straightforward. The exchange spent 2 years navigating regulatory friction in the US and in Europe. A FIFA partnership is a credibility signal that no marketing budget can ever buy. And then there are, of course, prediction markets. For the first time, FIFA appointed an official prediction market partner, ADI Predict Street. Before the first whistle was blown, trading volumes on World Cup prediction markets had already exceeded, guess what, $2 billion. The World Cup winner market alone, $1.7 billion. For the first time in World Cup history, 4 distinct crypto verticals are running simultaneously inside a single sporting event: an exchange, an Oracle infrastructure, a prediction market, and fan tokens. But of course, as always, there's a cost to all of this that doesn't appear on any FIFA balance sheet. What is that? Let's rewind. Soccer became the world's biggest sport because it was accessible. You could watch it anywhere, play it in a parking lot or car park, afford a ticket to see it live. When the average cheapest group stage ticket in Los Angeles is over $1,000, when the final costs over $10,000 at face value and then triples, there's always, of course, that regulatory question. Switzerland's GESPA is still investigating whether FIFA's RTB tokens constitute gambling. The New York and the New Jersey attorneys general are still probing the broader pricing practices that FIFA have been using. If RTB tokens are classified as gambling in Switzerland, that precedent flows to every other jurisdiction. EU regulators, US state regulators, every sports league watching this closely. The NBA, the NFL suddenly has a question to answer about its own fan token and NFT programs. FIFA's answer, consistent across all of these controversies, is essentially, this is the market. Infantino said as much directly, telling the press FIFA has to apply market rates because this is the World Cup. He may well be right that this is market logic. What's being debated is whether market logic should be the only logic that applies to the world's most watched sport. Now, there will be a winner of the World Cup on July 19th. At the MetLife Stadium. And when the tournament ends, the machine doesn't switch off. FIFA has already signaled interest in prediction market partnerships and the potential development of a native FIFA coin. Think back to where we all started. A machine built on broadcasting, sponsorship and ticketing that already generated billions every cycle. In 2026, FIFA added 3 new entry points to that machine: before the sale, during the sale, and after the sale, and then surrounding the whole tournament with a crypto ecosystem that monetizes attention at every single layer. An exchange sponsorship, fan tokens, prediction markets, and the infrastructure underneath all of this. Now, this blockchain ticketing experiment was supposed to kill scalping. Instead, it created a new layer of the secondary market. Tokenized access rights that trade premiums before tickets even exist. The fan token experiment was supposed to connect clubs and supporters more deeply. And this whole dynamic pricing experiment was supposed to allocate scarce tickets more efficiently. Instead, it produced 180,000 unsold seats 2 days before the kickoff and a $2 million listing for a single seat at the final. Now, the math is a little opaque, but the direction of travel is clear. Every 4 years, the World Cup becomes more and more expensive and more dependent on the markets it claims to serve fans within. So blockchain didn't change that dynamic, it accelerated it. Okay, now the question for every sports fan, every crypto investor, and every regulator that might be watching this tournament isn't whether blockchain belongs in sports. It does, clearly, at this scale. It's not going away. The question is who it belongs to. Now, I'm Global Head of News at BeInCrypto, Brian McLennan. If you found this useful, subscribe. We cover the story behind the markets every week.